Alright, looks like we are probably live. And, yep, that'd be a yes. Let's turn that volume down there. And where's my chat? Ooh, did the chat get disabled? Info and settings, advanced settings. Oh, enable live chat. There we go. Looks like somehow, I don't know, how did that get turned off? That's weird. Anyway, let's try that again, shall we? Alright, if you're already here watching, refresh the page, or if you're on mobile, close it and reopen it, and the chat is there. There we go. Excellent. And there's already a bunch of you watching. Fantastic. Look at that. Say hello in the chat. Again, if you don't see the chat, ability to chat, just refresh the stream. If you're on mobile, just close it and then reopen it again, and you will see the chat. I had that disabled accidentally. So it is Sunday night. Let me know how the audio is. I'm going to be closer, so I've turned it down. Let me know if I turned it down enough. And let me show you what I have done on this late Sunday evening. I guess it's not that late. Holy crap, Burns Tech says, well, look at that. And Tech for Your Needs, hello there. Why, hello to you too. Now let me set that down. And let's take a look at what I've done. So here's what happened. You may recall, I'm going to lower this a little bit here, get past the lights. And the lights are really making this kind of hard to see. All right, let's do it this way. So you may recall that you can see the brace back there. The TV and camera were mounted to that. That just wasn't quite working. And I think someone in the chat had suggested this, and I considered it for a while and disregarded it, and then discounted it rather, and then I decided, you know, I think this is a good idea. So what I've done now is I've added this brace bar here. So it's another whole other bar coming across. Yes, more freaking money, but there's a whole bar coming across here. And it took a little while to figure out how to do it, but I've got the TV and the camera mounted to it. Now, yes, it is quite unstable. Now, obviously, no one's going to be touching it, but when you touch it, the whole thing moves a surprising amount. I gotta admit, I'm actually really surprised at how much this moves. We'll see if it's a problem. I don't think it's going to be. Oops, I gotta lower this a little bit more to get it underneath the arm. But hey, let me raise this back up again, and you'll be able to see kind of what I've done here. I think if I raise it up to about there, with any luck, yeah, there we go. You can kind of see that. So I wanted to have this bracket with the holes up so that I could mount the tripod head. And right now there's a big ball head, the same one I've always used. Maybe I will replace it with a 3-axis head, making it easier to adjust things. But because I can now actually get behind the tripod, behind this mount, behind the camera, it is a lot easier to move this accurately. But we'll see if I feel like this is enough or if I want to replace it. I'll probably eventually replace it because it would be better to have a 3-axis head. But anyway, I wanted to have these holes up so that I could easily mount into that, which then posed the challenge of how do I mount the TV. And so you can see here what I've done. Let me lower this a little bit more again. Is, go all the way down to there, is I took 2 more of these pieces, and these are bolted to the back of the TV just through the standard mounting holes that are on here. So just some hardware bolting into that to hold this thing, and then a little L bracket here, which you can kind of see there, holding that in place. And Burns says, not only need just to add robotics, then we can drive the whole rig outside. Yeah, it'd fit through my garage door. So this is on here. Now this is twisting. It's not necessarily because of these, just this whole piece here twists a surprising amount. So I suppose what I could do, if it becomes a problem, is, let's go back over to this side. I'm trying to juggle all these things at once here. There's, can you see now? Yeah, you can see the L bracket that's underneath here. There's a space in here because these are not any kind of standardized distance apart, so this is where the holes landed, so there is a bit of a space in here, and I'm sure that's part of the problem. If I put another L bracket going like this, that would undoubtedly help it from twisting, but I don't know that it would completely solve the problem. So potentially I would have to do some kind of a brace all the way from this bar all the way up to the bar above it, which I'm really not keen to do, as you might imagine. So I think it really is going to come down to figuring out if it matters. I'm really hoping it doesn't, because again, no one's touching this. The vibration, incidentally, turned out it was still a problem. So when I had done the show before and I said the vibration wasn't a problem, I think either the fan wasn't up all the way, the neighbor's fan, so the vibration wasn't coming through, or I just wasn't paying that close attention. But I ran some tests, bolting the frame to that wall and unbolting the wall. I did it a couple times throughout the day, and recording with my top-down camera, and there is a definite vibration in the shot when it's bolted to the wall that goes away when it's not. So the whole structure is unstable, a little bit unstable, but by unstable, it's not like there's no way in hell this thing's falling over. But if I grab it and move it, I can not that much, but I can move it. Whereas with that corner bolted to the wall, the thing barely moves. Now, with that bolted, that wouldn't help this, but if I bolted it, then I get that vibration. So right now, we're unbolted, vibration is gone, and so I don't think this being wobbly is going to be a problem. And I'm looking at the camera now, it looks totally stable to me. So hopefully that is going to be the case. Now where did I put my phone so I can look at the comments here? Come here, phone. There we go. All right. All kinds of folks in here. Good morning. Excellent. Let's see. Let's get this out of here a little bit better. So Burns says you implemented that better than I imagined. Well, awesome. Thank you. Yep. Move the monitor to the unistrut. Exactly. You could add another horizontal cross member if needed. Which way are you thinking, Burns? Cross this way? Oh, I mean, I guess if I added a second one right above it and then a little brace there. God, we're talking about overbuilding this freaking thing. It's funny because this thing can now support about 6 elephants, and it's holding, 5 lightweight LED lights, a camera, a 2-pound display. It's ridiculous, but it's kind of cool. It's ridiculous. Trevor says the center of gravity of the TV is torquing the mounting bar. Yeah, there is that. And unfortunately, I can't raise it. Let me show you why. This is interesting. Hold on. So let me see, how can I show this to you best? I think if I put the camera, sneak it in between these, I think that will show. Okay. Yeah, so I cannot raise the TV any higher because it would hit this bolt, right? I could get a tiny bit higher. You can't see if there's a longer bolt on this side because I ran out a short one, so I forced it down another inch, but that inch is not going to make a difference. I can't raise this up higher because this bolt is here. I can't have a totally smooth surface here. I mean, it's just, if I raise this, then this whole bar has to go down and the monitor ends up in the same place. So that was the limitation I ended up with there. So yes, you're absolutely right. The weight of the monitor all down is pulling it, wrapping it around that way. But again, as long as nobody touches it, which obviously nobody will, I don't think it's going to be a problem. But we will see. We will see. Okay. Trevor says you need a second set of bars to either side from the lower near the centers. You need a second set of bars to either side from lower near the TV center of gravity. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Two lower. I mean, I could, like if these bars were longer, I could attach them to the top. That would solve that. I could put longer ones on this TV and go all the way to the floor. But there's a lot of different ways I could keep it from torquing. It's just whether I need to or not. So we'll see. Daddy MCC was just about to head to bed, so I just surprised to see I was streaming. Just very briefly. Just wanted to show you what I've just completed here. Burns, when I originally suggested it, I figured on 2 horizontal unistruts spaced enough apart to mount the TV arm to, essentially making a makeshift rear wall. Okay. I gotcha. So, yeah. However, because, let's see here. Okay, so to do that, obviously I would need a second bar, which this one had to get cut. If you look at my Instagram feed, you can see the guy cutting that. And this would have to rotate 90 degrees. Or I'd have to drill holes for the TV into this. If I rotated 90 degrees, then I would have to drill a hole in the top of it to mount the camera. Or, let's see here, or do an L bracket. I guess an L bracket would work too. I could do an L bracket. So if this was turned horizontally, but then I couldn't mount that here if it was 90 degrees without doing a whole other structure. When there's only holes on one side, it does limit the directions that I can put this in. So then the other solution would be to simply take another one of these, put it down below, and, oops, sorry about that, put this down below and mount, just like this one's mounted, mount that to the bar there. That would frankly be the easiest solution. Second one of these, under here, mount this exactly the same way. Ooh, although this would have to be a longer bar because I cannot bolt anything into this because it hits the back of the TV. See, too many problems. Too many problems, but you know, it's all part of the fun. Okay. Zachary says, late night work. Yes, it is. Jake saying, hello, Jake, another horizontal across the bottom of the TV. Yeah, but as we just said, yeah, it's there'd be no good way to mount it. Yeah. I'd have to have much longer bars. So, no fun. 2 short bars instead of 1. Trevor says, I think the problem is obvious because of the torquing on there. The way to stabilize it would be either another long bar, but then these bars would both have to get longer as well. Or these would go all the way to the floor, all the way to the top, potentially, although that may not really help it completely. Or we do what I'm planning to do and just leave it alone and see what happens. It's not like this is going to fall off, so we'll see how it goes. Burn says you would only need it if you get a 7th elephant. Right, exactly. And right now we're a 6 elephant show, so I think we're good. Yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to show you guys. So I'm going to finish wiring this up. I'll leave it running for a little bit. My wife is waiting for me to get home, but I'm going to finish wiring this up, and then I'm going to go home. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go live tomorrow morning, but for those of you watching right now, well, if you're watching now, you are clearly subscribed and already set to notify. I'm just going to say, if you aren't set to notify, even if you don't want to be set to notify all the time, turn that on right now. I can't tell you why. Just trust me. Tomorrow morning, I may or may not do a show at the normal time. We'll see. It kind of depends on how much of this I get done before it's live time, because I do still have to rewire some stuff now that I've screwed up. Anyway, let me just get back to fixing this. Let's put the camera under here. And I gotta say, I do love having an easy way to hide my wires. You can see here, this is really cool. The wires are coming down here, they're gonna get tucked into there, they come up through here. It's pretty slick. It is really pretty cool. So let's just put this along to here. Tuck these all in place. And look at this, I can make sure I get enough slack here. Now thread these up through. You can just right here. Oh, this goes into the TV. This one goes into input 3. And these do get threaded up. Oh, these go all the way across, actually. Go to the other side. There we go. Into the camera. I don't remember now if my white is in or out. Well, we'll find out later. Plug it in and see if I get a picture. So that's that. So now I can address these cables. I'll have to go up top and give that a tug to pull that up, so we'll do that later. Excellent. Power for this, let's see. Also going to address that through here. I guess this one can drop down. There we go. And plug this in over here. Hopefully this is long enough. I think it's just about the right length. So I've got a few zip ties in here just to catch wires so they don't fall down, but they're not actually cinching it, which is awesome. There we go, there's power on there. Excellent. All right, so I can clean that up later. These I'm not using, those are just, the Blackmagic camera has this big spider off of it with all kinds of additional controls that I don't use, but that is where the power comes from, so I have to have that on there. I will obviously dress that cable up as well. But let's see if I plug in the right ways. Let's turn TV on. One of the fun things, I think I've shown you guys this before. If I could find it, I could show it to you again. Where did I put it? Ah, there we go. So I'm using these really simple radio remotes to turn lights on and off. And essentially when I hit the all on, once everything's plugged back in, it turns on the lights, it turns on my monitor, and it turns on my confidence monitor here. The cameras are always on. They never get turned off. That way they don't have to get refocused, and these cameras are designed to be on all the time. It's no problem. Even the GH4, it's just on all the time. Oh, I found another way to mount the GH4 on my desk. I'm going to show you that in a second. Let me switch this over though, see if I plug these cables in the right way. And I did. Excellent. So, this image looks so weird. That's odd. It's like I'm getting a big lens flare. I switched. Huh, that's so weird. Look at the image. This is really weird. Maybe I have to reboot the camera. It's all weirdly fogged out. It's not overexposed. Huh, let me power cycle the camera. It could just be the monitor out. The HDMI out as well, because this is, right, that's right, this is, God, that shows you how tired I am. This is just the HDMI out from the camera. This is just for reference. This is not the actual picture that people see, but there we go. So I got my zoom. I put the zoom lens back on, which doesn't give me quite a shallow depth of field, so we'll see, but I needed a different focal length than the 25 that was there, or I have to move the desk, one of the two. Let me take a look on the other side here, excuse me, and see. Yes, I did get it plugged in the right way. And yeah, it does look normal in here. I don't know why that image is looking odd. That itself is very strange, but let me put the main camera up on my monitor. Come on. And come on. There it is. Okay, yeah, it's fine. That's so weird. I've never seen that look like that. Maybe it's a bad HDMI connection. That must be it. So this, you can see the overlays on here, these graphics. That is coming from the camera. This is the camera's own little kind of reference, just for me to look at and make sure the camera's framed up, and that's also how I control the settings in the camera. So I'm just going to plug and unplug the HDMI. It's still bad. That's so weird. I've never seen that before. Huh. Let's try a different input. Go to input 2 and source to 2. That's normal. Huh. Okay, so source 1 is weird. Anyway, all right, so now let's see what this looks like. Is this framing? Yeah, good. Okay, we're close. A little bit of tweaking, but the framing is about right, like that. So it's not quite as shallow depth of field. Then again, this lens might not be all the way open. Oh yeah, it's not. The lens is stopped down, so I gotta adjust exposure on that. Excellent. See, this is why I may not be able to go live tomorrow morning. Okay, enough screwing around with that. Let me show you this, and then I am out of here. So remember how can I do this so you can see everything? Here, let's go here, and let me see how the field of view is. Yeah, this is good. Okay, so remember this hideous piece of crap tripod? Remember this thing? Now look what I've done. I took one of these, I forget what these are even called, little adapter, mounted on my old tripod head, which had come up in conversation last week when I mistakenly thought this was one you guys were talking about. This is now mounted to the table. I haven't wired it in yet. See, another reason I can't go live tomorrow morning yet. But look at this. I can, it's a bit of a reach, but I can reach up, grab this, and I can reposition, I think I'll loosen up a little bit, reposition that lens wherever I want. So if it's not pointing at whatever I need on here, it's a simple little twist and go. Oh, I'm excited about this. That is super cool. I am really, really excited about having that on there. My overhead's in place. Oh, and the acoustic blankets. Yeah, since I did the test show on Friday, I put up the acoustic blankets, so check that out. So let's put this in the corner here. You can see now, acoustic blankets are all here, across and down. So, gonna have a little bit better sound in there. Sean Mark Nipper, greetings, sir. So Sean, that was partially Sean's suggestion, but Sean's big suggestion was right here. Look at this, buddy. I did it. I did what you said. These are old photo backdrops I have for headshots, just a whole variety of them. I need to rig this up a little bit better, but there are bars across there, so I can just go up and kind of move them and swap them out in a matter of seconds. So if I'm doing a simple headshot, boom, done. Got a bunch of different backgrounds in there. Super cool. And Sean says, I think the blankets are a good idea. They are absolutely a good idea. And that's that. Okay, let me check comments one more time, and then I am out of here. Gonna go home, have another glass of wine, and call it a day. All right, where are we? Oh boy, there's a bunch of you guys are here tonight. Awesome. Built-in cable management. Man, I've got to go back far. Okay, here we go. Burns says the best deal for me is that I shakes the camera from about 10 seconds every time the TV moves. But I don't ever need to touch it. I mean, once this is set up, I don't even need to come over here. This is like, it should be okay. I really think it's okay. We're gonna find out. I'm thinking that getting the Blackmagic Micro Studio Camera 2, it's awesome. I'm really enjoying it. Burns Texas built-in cable management though, that's got to tickle your fancy a little. Oh, I loves it. I loves it. Gives us a sneak peek of the G5S. You guys are so funny. All right, real world endo. Screw it if it has better autofocus. I don't know what you guys are talking about there. Burns, oh hell yeah, if that was my, yeah, okay, now you're talking rumors, we don't talk about rumors, yada yada, we know the drill. Oh, there we go. Trevor says, what TV monitor is that anyway? This piece of crap? This is just some Magnavox, like $120 1080p monitor from Best Buy, like Bi-Mart. It's a piece of crap, but it's fine. It's, it does what I need here. It is absolutely nothing special. Sean, interrupting my Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2 for this. Nice. Watching that marathon. The whole setup is just effing awesome. Thank you, Burns. I appreciate that. I inserted a word for you there. With all that beauty lighting, PhotoJoseph is going to look like Heidi Klum. Hey, I know Heidi. I ain't no Heidi. Let's see. You see the sub numbers going up pretty fast. That's funny. All right. Pistol grip is so freaking handy for that kind of thing, isn't it? I'm so stoked about that. That's like one of the most exciting new little additions for me, and it was a complete fluke of, hold on a second, I have this, and I have that. How do I put them together? I figured it out. Yes! Just got to wire it up now. Alrighty. You're 3 glasses ahead of me, Burns. Well, I'm not saying I haven't had any before I came in. I did have dinner after all. Okay, that's it. I'm shutting this thing down. Thank you for the Heidi Klum reference. But no, I am not. That's the wife calling. I gotta go. See you guys later. Bye. Hey.